Welcome back to the Warframe Beginner's Guide to the Galaxy. Today we're going to be taking a look at a couple of different things. I talked about Halls of Enlightenment on the last episode, so that's something I want to cover. We're also going to take on the Hyena pack, which is the boss for Neptune. And then we're going to go after the Pluto Junction, which should unlock after the Hyenas. I also have a mastery rank to show you guys, and if we have time, we'll jump into the index and I'll show you guys how you can make some quick credits in there. First of all, though, if you were watching the TennoCon stream, you should have Hydroid Prime now. This is Hydroid Prime, who looks lovely in those summer event colors. Very nice. So I'm going to take a second real quick to show you guys how I've modded him out. This is more of a new player build right here. It uses mostly just the basic mods, but the idea here is that we do want to make sure we have strength, duration, and flow is not ideal, stretch is super important. So on my other account, where I have a little bit better of a way of generating energy and stuff, right now we've got energy siphon on him for that extra energy, but on my main account there's another way to generate energy, which we'll cover when we get to it, I promise. That one is super useful for new players, but it's something we're not quite ready to dive into yet. Anyways, the main ones for Hydroid to be effective are range and strength, but duration is useful because duration in and of itself increases your energy efficiency. So let's go ahead and take Hydroid out for a spin. I want to show you guys something he can do that's really nifty, but we'll need a certain type of mission to do it, so that might come later. This is Lua. You can encounter Hall of Enlightenment missions anywhere on Lua. I have switched this over to solo mode real quick, and that is because I don't want us to have to rush to keep up with somebody else. This is a capture mission right here on Copernicus, so we'll take that one. Now the Halls of Enlightenment, they do spawn randomly. So if we get really unlucky here, we might get the Hall of Enlightenment that requires us to have another team member, or we might get the speed one, which is basically impossible without a couple specific frames. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe there are people out there who can do it without any particular frame, but in my experience, it's basically impossible without any frame. Real quick look at Hydroid Prime here. The reason we want that range and that ability strength is because one of his effects lets you charge up your one, and then release it, and if you watch, you see these blasts come out of the sky. Well, the area that that blast hits is affected by your range, and the strength affects the damage. So you can see how this just kind of barrages an area and covers it, and duration will make that run longer. So you can use this on like interception missions to actually protect a point and keep people off of it, and the same goes with Hydroids 4 here, which is even more powerful. Call up a Kraken, and the area that these tentacles will protect gets larger with your range. The damage they do gets better with your strength, and once again, duration saves you energy because you don't have to cast it as often. So that is the reason why you want those three stats, particularly on Hydroid. After that, I would focus on your defensive stats, but before that, I would mainly just focus on getting those for your kill efficiency. If you do feel like you're dying too much, though, definitely go ahead and put on like a redirection or something just to buy you some more space, or some time, rather. We are still using our Zorus here because, frankly, there's no reason not to. Oh, we did get this new weapon, though. We also got a new pistol, if you were paying attention to the TennoCon stuff, but that pistol is just alright. It still doesn't compare to the Zorus in any way. However, it does change the way the Zorus works, since it's a one-handed pistol. If we have the pistol out, then we have to hold the E key down to do the heavy attack of the Zorus. And you'll notice without us being Rhino, we do get knocked down if we explode the Zorus too close to us. So without Rhino, it's not quite as cheesy, but it's still pretty cheese. Like, you can still just... dead. And that was just slightly far enough out of range not to knock me back, so... yeah. Oh no, there's another puzzle that we might run into that kind of requires you to either have your operator in sort of an upgraded state, which will happen later due to a quest, or requires you to bring a couple of people and have somebody tank like a lot of damage while other people try to disarm it. It's really not worth doing until you get your operator, though, so if we run across that puzzle, that'll be unfortunate. Okay, capture target is in here, rather. Hi. So now that I think about it, there are quite a few puzzles that you really can't complete until you're at a certain point in the game, at least not easily. Is he trapped here? Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Look at that, guys. Game did all the work for us. Thank you for being trapped right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and beat you down, don't mind me. And now it throws him up there. We're already grabbing him, though. Like, I can't move because we're grabbing him. Yeah? Yeah, we got him. Alright. So that was super easy. I'm gonna go ahead and pull our map open here so that we can kind of look around, see what we can find here on Lua. I believe treasure rooms also spawn here because it is the Oricon tile set. I honestly, like... It's been a long time since I've done Lua runs, like, on repeat. I did a lot of these when I was a new player because I just found Lua to be fun, and I think it was because they're able to spawn vaults, but also the Hall of Enlightenment puzzles are just fun to me. Like, I actually enjoy just doing them. I really hope we get the music puzzle here. I'm just stuck on this wall, don't mind me. I'm gonna go back through here. Anyways, there's a music puzzle that's really, really fun with like these music pipes. And I mean, I say it's fun, but a lot of people hate it and get frustrated by it, which is reasonable because it's an agility puzzle. It's a jumping puzzle, and not everybody likes jumping puzzles, which I fully support. But at the same time, I thought it was pretty cool when I ran into it. There is also a special puzzle here that is how you get one of the pieces for Octavia. So another thing for you to keep in mind as you're working your way through this area. Or through the nodes on Lua, rather. Lua is a rather small planet as well, so if you can work your way through it quickly, that'll give you access to another planet for nightmares, which is something to think about, because nightmares can yield some very, very powerful mods, especially to a new player, without drastically increasing the challenge. So if this was a sabotage mission, I feel like that would be one of the actual, like, nodes that you're supposed to find hidden up there. Oh, and now that we have our operator, if you look at the bottom right, you see that little circle thing down there that, like, has a bunch of energy around it? When that fills up, you can press 5 to go Super Saiyan. And just Kamehameha everything. Or I guess Iron Man is a more accurate representative. So yeah. And you can see the energy draining in the bottom right there, and it'll fill up as we go and we move through the level and we can do it again. It's super, super strong. It'll just melt everything down. It's actually kind of ironic because when we unlock the full version of the operator mode, what'll end up happening is we'll actually lose that super powered attack and it will essentially get weaker, which is something that's always kind of put me off a little bit, but it's fine. You gain some other benefits from the new version of operator mode that are frankly quite good, so it's not really something to worry about too much. Now that I think about it, we probably, yeah, there's quite a few puzzles that are difficult here without either more people or without operator mode. And at this point, I feel like I've gone in circles. I'm just gonna head to the exit and see if we run into one of the puzzle rooms. If not, we'll just run this again. It really shouldn't take that long considering this is a capture mission. That's actually why I picked it. But I've been busy just talking about random stuff, so yeah, there's that. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is one of my favorite puzzles, but I don't think we can complete this without the upgraded operator mode. So this is the cooperation puzzle. It requires at least 2 people to complete, and both of them have to have operator mode. Ideally, it's meant for 4 people, and it doesn't start on that side because that side is destroyed. It starts on one of the other sides, so let's see if we can find just the start of it here. That's not it as well. Is that it? No. This is not it as well. So then it has to start over here, right? Yeah? No. Weird. Maybe I did start on the right side of it then? Yeah, okay, okay. So, when we land on this, it should move that thing right there up. And then you can jump up here, hit this switch, and it should do something else. Is it borked? Like, normally there's switches on all of the sides that you can kind of get to, but here that's not the case. As you can see, we can't get to that switch. And I'm not entirely sure why. I wonder if it's because we don't have the ability to do it, it just doesn't even turn on. That could be the case. I'm gonna go ahead and head to the exit. Maybe we'll come into this again with some people with us. I think that's probably a better idea. And then we can maybe get to that same cooperation puzzle. That one's actually really, really fun if you have the group to complete it, or even if you have operator mode. And I believe that theoretically you can do it with operator mode and a Spectre, but I've never been able to get that to actually work. Even though it's supposed to work, I've never gotten that to actually work. What's over here? Just gonna take this little side route here just to make sure. Yeah, nothing I want. I was hoping maybe there'd be another puzzle over there, because like I said, you can spawn multiples of them at a time. And you'll regularly get Nightwave goals to come in and do Hall of Enlightenment puzzles. This is what it's referring to. Okay, so no luck that time. We found a puzzle, but it was a group puzzle. We're gonna go ahead and group for the next one and see if we can actually get through that a little bit faster. Oof, 7 minutes of me running around in circles. My bad, guys. My bad. We did talk about some other things, though, like we learned how to use the new operator mode. We also learned that we're going to lose that at some point, so enjoy it while you have it, because it is very, very powerful while you have it. Let's go ahead and swap over to... No, not friends only. Let's make this public. Everybody is welcome. Everybody is in. Okay. Normally, when you do run this with other people, though, provided they're not just trying to speed run through stuff, you'll get pretty lucky and people usually hang out and they'll help out. In fact, it might be worth it. Hold on. I'm not going to go to Copernicus if there's no one there right now. When you mouse over, you can see the open squads. There is one in Crossfire Exterminate, so I'm going to go ahead and jump there, because that'll give us a better chance of likely being paired with other people. Right on. So a lot of people don't actually know how to do these puzzles either, so if you know how to do them and you tell the group that, people will help you do them just because that will help them get through it too. Lua is a planet, like I said, that new players spend a lot of time on, more than old players in many cases. So new players don't necessarily know how to do those puzzles, and if you can show them, they will absolutely take the time to do them. That is actually one of the nice things about that new pistol they released, is that if you use your middle mouse button to use the alt fire, it just unloads the entire clip and does massive, massive damage. Especially when it's modded properly, like the one that I have on here isn't really modded out all that well. If it were, though, it would do insane amounts of damage just emptying that clip. I think it also has a default electricity damage, which is kind of useful against shielded enemies, or just if you're trying to stun bigger enemies. Uh-oh. There are occulists. Uh-oh. Okay, so Crossfire Extermination, we're just killing stuff here. And sentients are coming. So that is something that will occur now that we have unlocked sentients in the game. You will run into them, particularly on Lua. There they are. And if we start to shoot them, you'll see that damage resist come up. Or not. Apparently this guy just really likes our damage. Yeah, that was interesting. Alright, let's do a different tactic here. Say hello to my little friend. There we go. Did I not bring a primary? I don't think I brought a primary weapon, and I think I just emptied the clip of my secondary right now using that ability. That's fine, or using the alt fire. That's fine though, we'll pull them back to the group. Let somebody else deal with them. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep digging around for Hall of Enlightenment puzzles, because like I said, if we can find one of those, it should be pretty easy to convince the group to join us on them. Oh, this says promise, maybe? No? No, and there's some you can do on your own as well, although they can be difficult without certain things unlocked too, because some of them require you to have like a large enough energy pool to charge up a battery type thing. It's just a bunch of different stuff. And it's hard to plan for all of them, so usually I just go in and do missions here, and if I run into one, I'll see if I can handle it, and if not, then we move on. Yeah, this is not a Hall of Enlightenment puzzle. This is, I believe, a terminating end here that doesn't really have anything special in it. Okay, time to go back. If we don't find a Hall of Enlightenment puzzle soon, guys, I'll just, I'll record it off camera, or like off video session, and I'll put up a separate video with it, and we'll go do something else. So I don't want to spend the entire episode chasing down Hall of Enlightenment and not finding it, or a Hall of Enlightenment and not finding it. Does look like there's the potential for one to be down this other direction, because we don't have that area shown on our map. It's a good indicator that nobody's been over there yet, or that you can't go over there because it terminates. So we'll see which when we come through here. Yeah, it terminates. No real bonus. Okay, sad times. Well, at least we tried. Oh, when the sentients die, they leave a sentient core, which we can scoop up right there. We should be able to use that, actually, to get a little bit of focus, which is something else we can talk about on another video, because there's so much for us to go through today. It's the other reason why I don't want to keep digging for Hall of Enlightenment puzzles if we don't need to. I'm actually kind of amazed. Normally at least one spawns, and I haven't seen any on this run at all. And we've explored the majority of the map right now. So, yeah. It's unfortunate. Doesn't seem like... You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a little bit more over to this side. There could be... Oh, look at that. It extends a little bit further. Here we go. Now we're able to continue on. Puzzles? Puzzles, please? That's not a puzzle. How about over here? Any luck on this side? Maybe? Yes! Yes, 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 yes. The stealth puzzle is here if anyone wants to cheese it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys how to cheese the stealth puzzle. If we can get somebody to help us. I'm gonna mark a waypoint here so that they can find us. So that's how you turn the stealth puzzle on. What it'll do is it'll turn on all these traps and things. And once the traps are on, your goal is to get to this side right here and touch this platform without ever having got hit by any lasers or anything like that. So there's a way to cheese it really easily by sending somebody to the end and just hitting the start button. I'll go stand on the end. Okay, I'm gonna go stand over here on the end and have that guy hit the switch. Start the switch when ready. Alright, he's heading over. It should be... I actually can't show you on the screen. It should be just a little bit up from where he's at, and all we're doing is we're waiting for this to light up. Come on, guys. Come on. Really? I wonder if they don't know how. Just come here. I'm just gonna have them stand right here. Okay, this'll work. Just have him come here. Stand here and jump. So if he stands there and jumps, it'll trigger it as soon as I go turn the switch on, as long as I don't get caught by any lasers or anything after turning the switch on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit this switch, and I'm gonna get myself clear. And that should have completed it right there. So now if I come over here, we should be able to go down and grab that. Yeah. There we go. Alright, so that was one of the Hall of Enlightenment puzzles. There's more to it if you're doing it solo there. You have to dodge the lasers and stuff. But when you do succeed, you get this. Came and claim a reward. That's Stealth Drift. That gives us +3 enemy radar and a little bit more aim glide and wall latch time. Nothing particularly amazing there, but... Oh, and that's not where I wanted to go. But it's something. There are a lot more powerful ones than that. Like, that drift in particular isn't the best, but there are a ton of different drift mods for each puzzle. And, like, some of them, I think it's Cunning Drift is the one that gives you additional melee combo time, which, if you're not using the Zorus, is actually really, really strong. So they're definitely worth doing, and honestly, they're just fun. Like, once you figure out how to do them. That one in particular isn't the funnest one because it's, frankly, just jumping around. Like, I could have hit that switch and just jumped around and did it, and it would have been fine. You can see the lasers right there, so if you hit the switch and then you come up here, and you just run across, you can just come back over through here. Don't get seen. I wouldn't even go through this part, actually. I would have just continued further and maybe come down the staircase. But yeah, you can see how it's pretty easy to get there and not get detected. Like, I didn't get detected at all when I did that run through right there. So that is how you do that puzzle. There, that's fun. We got that. Let's go ahead and finish killing stuff and get out of here. That is not my favorite of them, like I said. The music one is my favorite, and people, like... The music one is actually harder the more people you have, because people don't understand that if they mess with it, it'll reset the puzzle. So that one's actually easier to do solo. A lot of them are easier to do solo, but do require the operator mode to be able to be done easily. Alright, let's get this one. And of course, there are other videos, you know, there's a wiki, there's all sorts of other resources. If you do come in and find something that you think is a Hall of Enlightenment puzzle, you can look it up. That being said, there are quite a few of them, and I honestly think it's kind of fun just to find them and go through that journey of discovery yourself. Most of them you can't really hard fail. Like that stealth one you can hard fail, but almost all of the other ones, when you try them, like if you mess up, you can just start over. It's not a big deal. So definitely, if you're the type of person that enjoys exploration, take the time to explore that and just enjoy it. Don't feel the need to, like, get it perfect and find it and go study for like 10 minutes before you do it. Just have fun with it. Like, the first time I found the speed test was on stream, and we must have sat here for 45 minutes of me failing it before I finally gave in, because I realized that without a couple of specific frames, it's just really, really difficult. And for that one, you mainly need like a Nova, or you can get away with a Volt if the Volt is, you know, ability strength times 1,000,000 kind of thing. You need to be able to move super, super fast. Mobilize mod would actually help there, which is one we talked about last week, I believe. Pretty sure we talked about Mobilize last week. It's just the one that increases your bullet jump speed. And I actually don't have that on Hydroid here, and I kind of wish I did, because it would make traversing this level a lot faster. Alright, let's keep on moving. Did you guys hear that? I thought I heard one of the, No? Okay, I thought I heard one of the caches right there. That's why I stopped and came back. Yeah, we'll just head off. We got 2 out of 3 caches, that's fine. The reward table for Lua is actually one of the better ones if you're just looking for different stuff. Lua Disruption, for example, is the best node in the game to farm Axii Relics on. So you should definitely, you know, check the reward list, make sure you know what you're getting, and spend some time on Lua, have some fun. For example, the Lua Spy missions, if you get all 3 caches, give you a chance to get Bloodthirst, or Blood Rush, rather. Blood Rush, I always get that confused. And Blood Rush is the mod for melee weapons that increases your crit rate based on how high your combo counter is, which is actually legitimately insane with the Zorus. Like, it's legitimately insane with the Zorus. Because you can stack your combo count so high with the Zorus, it just makes it ridiculous in a prolonged fight, or in any instance where you're doing a lot of fighting. Yeah, so we got Stealth Drift here. It's like one of the worst drifts that you can get, but it is something cool, something unique, something you can only get from the Hall of Enlightenment puzzles. So those can be just fun for that reason as well. Anyways, definitely try them out, guys. They're very, very cool. We're gonna go do the Hyena pack next. That is the boss on Neptune. This will be interesting. I haven't... Actually, let's do our Mastery rank first. Let's do our Mastery rank first, because that shouldn't take too long. I don't know what test this is. I hope this isn't the stealth test. If it is, this might not go well. You must equip a weapon of each type to start. Okay. So that's good to know. That means that we probably want something pretty reliable. I'm not going to go with the Heck because of the reload time. I'm actually going to go with our Bolter. And then the Athadai, while it is max rank now... Actually, this is probably the best thing we can take for this. Let's go ahead and put some upgrades on it, though, because I don't think I've upgraded it at all. No, I haven't. So I ranked that to 30 without any upgrades. Part of that being that right now there's a big affinity boost going on, so you should just grind. Grind all the things. Let's see. What do we want here? Have we really not upped any of our pistol mods? Because we can get a ridiculous amount of damage out of this. Yeah, I mean... Honestly, we'll just throw some stuff on. We'll just throw some stuff on. We don't need to worry about it too much. Sure, Magnum Force is fine. Lowering our accuracy isn't that big of a deal. Hornet Strike for some damage. Don't need Lethal Momentum. Anemic Agility gives us higher fire rate, which is okay. I don't think we have Barrel Diffusion yet, so we can't use that. Target Cracker is reasonable on this because this is a crit weapon. It has a very high starting crit of 32%. Which also means that if we had the actual crit chance mod, we should put that on as well. Honestly, if we were going to up stuff for this, it would be the crit chance right here would be the #1 thing I would up. Do we have... Let's see how much we have. If I do have any of our endo left, I will do this. We only have 2,000 endo. Which is fine for this, actually. It'll pull it off the Lado, we don't care. That's fine. So that's 120% crit chance, which means that we should have about 50%, I want to say. Nope, 70%. That's really good, guys. That's really, really good. Now, if we wanted to increase the damage of that critting, then what we would do is we would go ahead and raise the Target Cracker mod. There we go. So that's going to give us a much bigger crit multiplier. And those are the two that you want to focus on if you're doing a crit weapon build, at least for secondaries. So you can see that went from 2 times damage to 3.2 times damage. That's a lot more damage. And then if we wanted to, we still have capacity, so we could upgrade just our damage itself. I would definitely recommend using Hornet Strike to up your damage before using Magnum Force, because as you increase Magnum Force, it'll reduce your accuracy even more. And the accuracy right now isn't great either. I mean, we have 26 left. We might as well. We might as well. We're not going to use this more than likely anyway. What's more likely to happen is we'll probably just go Cray with the Zorus, and it won't matter. But in the event that we're doing something that the Zorus actually isn't good for, which is pretty rare at this point, we can always up this. Yeah, that seems fine. Alright, the Lado can't use it anymore. I don't really care. The Lado can use it, it just can't use it with the other mods that it has. So yeah, that basically doubled our damage, gave us a really nice crit chance. We added some heat to it. It's heat and puncture, which is unfortunate. Slash would have been better, but that's fine. And mastery rank test. Let's do this. Game? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Apparently, by navigating the menus too fast, I broke the game and escape wouldn't open the menu anymore, but now we can do our mastery rank test. Let's go ahead and begin it. Here we go. Much better. Wow. Of all the things, you mashed the escape key too much. Okay. Yeah, this is something that the heck would not have been good for. Oh, okay, so do we just need to hit the red ones? Alright, red ones it is. Shouldn't be too tough. I have terrible aim, by the way, but this is fine. And I got our pistols ready for, like, nothing. Okay, round 1 is complete. Show me round 2. Come on. There we go. Bam. Next. Right here. Does that light lead us to the next one? Oh, it does. Okay. Interesting. I was just looking for the glowing red one. Didn't even think about the fact that that light should tell us where to go. Yeah, see, these early ones, you'd have to be pretty bad to mess up, and I don't want to fire more than I have to, because it does mean reloading, and reloading adds delay. Okay, so just a quick shot. Just a quick shot. There we go. Round 2 is complete. Can we pull our pistol out for this? We can't even pull our pistol out, then what? Okay. Oh, and it does center you on the first one, I guess. Okay. You can't actually pull your pistol out, so I don't know why we had to have one of every weapon equipped. It's like, I want to try my pistol now that I souped it up. We'll try it out in the next mission, guys. You'll see what it can do when it unloads. Like, it's crazy. It can, like, melt entire groups, because when it unloads, it doesn't unload on one target. Like, when you use the alt fire, it just keeps firing, and you can just drag it across the group of enemies and melt them. Alright. I mean, it still doesn't compare to the kill rate of the Zorus, though. I think the Zorus' kill rate is higher than anything that I have on this account. There's really no way to compare it. Okay, round 3 complete. That should be it. Yes, yes, mastery rank up. There we go. Mastery rank 6. Okay, we have 1 additional loadout slot, we have more daily standing, more daily focus, more void storage or void tray storage, and 1 additional base mod capacity. So now we can put up to a 6 charge mod onto an empty brand new frame or weapon. Alrighty. It's all good and fine. Let's hop out of here. Now we're gonna go after the hyenas. Actually, the hyenas will be a great chance for us to test out the pistol. I'm excited about that. This should be fun. I do want to double check, because I didn't see electricity on the pistol's damage, but I'm pretty sure that it has electrical damage. It might only be for the charge, though. No, it's just puncture, apparently. Because we added heat. It might be puncture and heat, though. Let's see what happens if we pull this off. Yeah, okay, so it's heat and puncture, which is interesting, because you can do some cool stuff with that, because you could combine heat with light or electricity to get radiation. You could combine heat with, I want to say, toxin to get corrosive? Or no, electricity and toxin is corrosive. Yeah, so radiation is probably the most useful damage type you could get. And that actually could be really, really useful in what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to upgrade us to radiation here. That could help a lot with the Hyena pack, since it's essentially... The Hyena pack boss is interesting because it's 4 bosses that you fight at once. And for this one, we're gonna go in solo. We're gonna go in solo, and the main reason for that is because I want to do the boss on my own instead of bringing a group and us just rolling it and you guys not getting to see how the mechanics work. Basically, all the different Hyena, there's like 4, they all have different elements, they all have different abilities they can use. Some of them are like about crowd controlling you, some of them are reducing your defenses, and some of them are just doing a lot of damage. So you can kind of go for the main one and kill it, or you can kill all of them one by one. I'm just going to kill all of them one by one because that seems a little bit easier and a little bit less technical for new players to pull off. But that does mean keeping yourself relatively safe while you do it, because you are going to have 3 other hyenas shooting at you. Like, you don't get a free pass or anything. That being said, we may be pretty well off in the long run because Hydroid does have the tentacle thing. I'm not entirely sure if that will affect the bosses, but if it does, it also works as a CC, so it will hold them in place. And we can basically tie 3 of them down and kill 1 of them. Okay. Whoa, alright, they're here. They're here. Where are they? Oh, they're down below. Okay. Let's have some fun. Say hello to my tentacly friend. Yeah, see, this is the ice one. Oh yeah, look at that damage, guys. Oh, that was the bolter I was using. Whoops. Let's go this way. And if we can... Why is the screen all bright like that? That's actually super distracting. But yeah, you could see that just melting the hyena's health right there. It does clear out a good bit of our energy, or not our energy, but our ammo. Oof. I got bounced off the wall pretty hard right there. But you can see the real trouble of this particular fight is just dealing with all of the additional enemies, plus the hyena pack. There we go, we'll just Zorus him down. And 1 down. Zorus will take care of that quite nicely. Let's try a little Hydroid dash. Just gonna knock everything that's small down here away and get us in range of this hyena, who we will absolutely nail with the Zorus. That's 2 times with the Zorus. This is the guy that shoots at you. So I'm gonna actually get some cover and some space here because my screen is all messed up again, which is a function of the magnetic debuff. I just looked up top and saw it. Those guys knocking you down definitely does not help either. Alright, where's the other one? Where'd he go? I know you were here. Where are you hiding? Ah! Come back here. Alright. That's it. Yeah? Wow. I thought there was 4 of them. What happened? Did we just... Okay. I thought we were supposed to get 4 of them. I guess we got 2. We killed them off pretty easily. I love when Hydroid gets knocked like that. I don't think I have enough defensive mods on Hydroid, and he's also not max rank yet, so that definitely has an effect on your outcome. Yeah, he's 24 right now, and I think he might be missing 1 defensive mod here. But we also could have just laid down our tent. Oh, this'll be fun. Get him, tentacles! Okay. So now our tentacles are just gonna grab anybody that comes in this room. This guy is actually trapped right now. He can't get away. Which is, once again, one of these nice little things about Hydroid. And now we're just gonna beat him down with this. As we can. Come here. You're not going anywhere. And we're up to 4 times combo. Now might be a good time to do this. Oh yeah, that took most of his health right there. Come back here, you. You're not getting away that easy. What? Oh, he got away, just barely. Alright. Alright, good escape, bud. Okay, he was almost dead there. I got knocked down 1 too many times. Either way, we did complete this. We got through the hyenas. That should unlock our next junction here. The only other thing to unlock the next junction is to get all 3 nodes on a spy mission. You guys all know how to do that. I'm not going to explain that. We've been through spy missions enough. You guys know how to do it. Savior of Neptune. Right, I only died twice, guys. But the point is, you can do this very easily, not even using a max strength frame. Throw the Zorus on. Honestly, if I had used the Zorus from the start there, it probably would have been way more effective, but I was trying to have fun with the Athadai. The Athadai is a very, very good pistol, but the Zorus is just, it outclasses so much. Yeah. You're gonna come after me because you're the Shadow Stalker. The Shadow Stalker, when he comes after us now, is sentient augmented though, so keep that in mind because that will make a big difference in his combat efficiency. Alright, so Pluto Junction here, this should be... shouldn't be too tough, honestly. We still have the Zorus. The Zorus is OP. If anything, I'll probably just charge up my 4 before I... Oh, I can't. Okay. I'm gonna charge up my 4 here. Trap Excalibur. And then just whoop on him. This is super tough. The Zorus totally doesn't trivialize all of the junctions. And we're done. Yes, celebrate, Tentacles, celebrate. We have completed yet another junction. And away we go. So that'll unlock Neptune for us. Once we complete Neptune's junction, I believe we unlock the next main story quest. The second, or no, we did the second dream. Anyways, well, we'll get there. That's when you unlock the true operator mode, which is a whole nother thing. That mode changes the way that you can play the game drastically. It's like a huge, huge impact. Okay, so Dragoon Blueprint is unlocked, and we got the Chroma Systems Blueprint. Also, the Loki Blueprint is what drops off of the Hyena pack. So Loki is one of the first stealth frames you'll have available to you unless you hard farm Ivara. That being said, Loki is quite good. Beyond having a sort of duration-based stealth, which is very nice, Loki also has the highest movement rate, base movement rate of any frame in the game, which makes him very good for any mission where you're just running around a lot. So yeah, we got the chassis when we ran that. I'll probably get the rest of his pieces and go for him on this account, because I'm definitely not going to do the Ivara spy farm here. So we have enough time left. Let's do some index. Let's do some index. This should be pretty fun. So I even built a special build to show you guys for the index. It's really not that hard, like all of you can do it. I am using one of the mods that we got by doing our vault runs, so that's the one thing that's a little spendy that you might have to, you know, work on. Not even spendy, just time consuming. Fleeting expertise is pretty big here. So I would definitely go for that. We've got redirection, steel fiber, vitality. You're gonna want your defensive mods here. Stretch isn't super necessary. Intensify is actually better than continuity here. So I'm going to take Intensify. We're going to go with Steel Charge for our aura, and the main reason for that is because the Zorus is going to be our main form of damage going into this. I haven't actually done this with the Zorus yet, but I will be amazed if it's not just flat out ridiculous, because it's flat out ridiculous in every other way, right? Like, there's just no way that it won't be super good. Stretch isn't really necessary. The only real ability we want to be casting with Rhino when we're in the index is Iron Skin, and Iron Skin right now costs us exactly 15 energy, which is very important because what that means is if we have 0 energy and we pick up an energy orb, we can Iron Skin. That's a very big deal. Mobilize, I might actually put on instead of Enemy Sense, but Enemy Sense is actually really useful here because you will not have your companions with you, and it does help you locate targets, and killing targets is vital to making more money in the index. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch this over to the Heck. Make sure I've got this as upgraded as I possibly can at the moment. Yeah, I still need to finish ranking up and getting Scattering Justice. I'm not quite there, but I'm close. I need to do one more level on Steel Meridian to get access to it. I just haven't had as much time as I thought I would to work on that. Let's go ahead and hop into the index now. We're gonna go for the low risk to start. So the way that this risk thing works is you spend, or you put 30 in. If you win, you come out with 105. You put 40 in. If you win, you come out with 175. And this is your potential profit return right here. So that's a lot of credits, right? Because when we're running Series Gabby, we're getting 25k per run. This is 75k per run, but we have to have 30k to start, and we have to win. Now, winning is what I'm going to be showing you guys how to do. This should be very simple. As long as you can put Iron Skin on right from the start, this should be simple. And as long as you can put Iron Skin on for 1 energy orb, this should be simple. So the way the index works is that you fight against the Corpus team. It's almost like a sport. you kill the Corpus units, you pick up these little green things that are index points, and the more of them you pick up, the slower you move, the lower your shields are. It basically gives you a big debuff. Now, the thing about that debuff is that it primarily affects your health and shields, which doesn't matter when you have Iron Skin. So what we'll be doing is we will be playing the role of the point carrier. We start off by hitting the wrong button. There we go. We got Iron Skin on now, which is what we wanted. So we now have 2,000 health no matter how many index points we pick up. And we have an enemy radar to help us find the enemies and kill them so that we can get our index points. So there we go, we thrash that guy. We pick up our first index point, hopefully. Where did it go? Did I not get it? Oh, I got it. It's floating. It's floating. Those little orange orbs right there, those are actually able to hurt you, so you want to stay away from those. Yeah, we'll just cruise around, kill this guy. Get some more index points if we can. If you don't have a full team, the game will fill it with AI teammates, and they're really bad, so keep that in mind. Now, this was our starting goal, so this is the goal the enemy is going to be trying to turn in on, so I'm actually just going to stick around here and defend. And the reason I'm doing that is because by defending, the enemies will come to me in a small, grouped-up area, which will allow me to more easily gather their coins, but it also means that I can stick around next to this energy orb here so that if I need to, I can grab an energy orb and reapply Iron Skin. Yes, that seems fine. Hello there! Were you trying to score? Because that's not going to happen, friend. Nope. Give me your coin. And the thing is, for every certain, like, benchmark you reach, you get bonus points. So right now we have 3. We're going to need more than that to get a bonus, though. Hello, friend. We just take you out real quick. We did take a little damage there, but we also got some energy, so we're going to Iron Skin here and go back to killing this guy. Now, with the Zorus, it's definitely beneficial here to just use your melee strike and not, like, actually burn your combo counter at all. And that's because I guess it would be more useful to do that if we had Blood Rush. We don't have Blood Rush yet. Getting Blood Rush will actually make this a lot easier. If you want to farm something to make this a little easier on yourself, that's the thing to do. Do Lewis spy missions to get your Blood Rush, and then come in here and just wreck face. So the other thing that is affected by the index points you have, right now we have 6 index points, which means we get a bonus 2 if we turn them in. But the other thing that really affects this is that your energy is also reduced based on the number of points you're carrying. So you can't really keep energy stored up, which is why we want to live next to one of these energy orbs and just use it to... Oh, what? Did I not pay attention to time there, guys? I think while I was explaining, I didn't pay attention to time. Yeah, that's what happened. Did they cash points in? They did. Okay, so mistakes were made. You also got to pay attention to time. There's a lot to explain, and I was focusing on explaining that, so don't mind me. We'll do better this time. I can't believe I didn't pay attention to the time. It's really crazy, too, though, because normally when you're, like, running low on time, you'll have a lot more points than I had. I only had 6. But I'm also used to going through on, you know, my main account where it's a little bit different. Okay, so here we are. We've actually loaded into an index that is in progress to some degree. Gonna go ahead and throw our Iron Skin on. That is our place to turn in, which means that they're going to be going for the other goal, which means we want to be by the other goal. We also want to be killing everything we can, and watching out for those traps that suck you in like that, because they will keep you from moving. This is where we want to be to play goalie. And I think what we're going to do differently this time is we're going to work on using just the power attack on our Zorus and seeing if that's more effective, because without Blood Rush, there's really no point in us building up the counter. If we had Blood Rush, we would absolutely never use our power attack, because it would just be a net damage reduction, and we don't want that. Okay, they're all hanging out at the other goal. And we have 51 seconds left, but we've got somebody over there holding quite a few points, so they'll probably turn in soon. Is there really nothing coming for our goal? That's insane. Normally they'll, like, spawn some over here at least. But yeah, I guess not. Alright, can I not throw this? There we go. Okay, so yeah, I can throw those. I was like, what the heck? They come back over here yet? There's one. Is that really not hitting for much? Weird. Did I just miss him both of those times with the explosion? I didn't think I did, but I suppose I could have. Alright, snag those points. Oh, we have a Titania. She's zipping around. So basically, we're just gonna play goalie. We're gonna play goalie, we're gonna collect points. You can also run around with the team picking up points, but based on the way that the last one went, I would rather just play goalie. And we came into this pretty late, because Sir Catface has already turned in 30 points. So we're gonna get our money here real quick. Wow. Talk about a non-exemplary... Well, actually, this is kind of an exemplary example, because the first time we went in, like, we got 0 points, and this time we're basically being handed all the points, because somebody was already going. Alright, anybody around? And I'm not sure what the time was on the last match, but if you think about Gabby takes 5 minutes to make 24k, so if this takes less than 15 minutes and you win, you're making more money. Now, getting consistent with winning, that's the hardest part of this, but once again, we should be able to do that pretty reliably. They're saying, I'll stay. Let's stay, guys, come on, we can do this. You can also stay additional rounds and thus make additional money without committing additional money, which is what we're doing now. You can see in the top right we have a 2 debuff, like a little red symbol with a 2 next to it. That is letting us know that we're carrying 2 points and we are being debuffed twice. You can also pick up some pretty interesting mods here. They're not anything like particularly great, but they are at least intriguing. Oh yeah. There we go. That's much more efficient. And we'll just shred this guy up. Wow, they're actually pretty tanky. The Zorus is not shredding them the way I expected it to. Yeah, that's barely chunking them. Okay. So yeah, maybe the Zorus is not as OP in here as I thought it would be. We actually found something the Zorus doesn't do particularly well. Go figure. In that case, what I'm going to do is just keep buzzing around. We did lose our Iron Skin, so I'm going to put that back up to make sure that we're nice and safe. And since nobody seems to be going for our goal at all because our entire squad is murdering them as soon as they spawn, I guess we don't need to be over at our goal playing goalie either. Let's just go after this guy. Wow, he just got blown away. So did we take the... Oh, we did bring the heck. Alright, let's try the heck out. Because I honestly think that part of the reason we're not getting enough damage is just because the index guys are stronger. You can see right here, like, the heck is hardly hitting these. Look at that. That was all heck and no damage. On the other hand, if we stand here and we hit him with... Oh no. That was bad. Okay, we need to... I touched that laser wall. It actually took off my Iron Skin. Need to put our Iron Skin back on. Number 1 rule when you're carrying points is that you don't do anything unless Iron Skin is up. If Iron Skin is down, all you're doing is reapplying Iron Skin. But yeah, you can see it just takes a lot of damage to hurt these guys. Which is another good thing about being Rhino. If you're Rhino, then other people can do the damage and you can just scoop the points. So you can hang around with other people here and just gather the points and be the point carrier. Yeah, so we're up to 6 plus 2. So we've got 8 points. I want to be watching the time as well, though. And I also want to make sure my Iron Skin is up, which it was not, so I'm going to go get that. Iron Skin is back up. If you can, it helps to find an enemy as you're putting Iron Skin back up, because if enemies are hitting you, you actually get more health from Iron Skin. But you don't want them to be hitting you too hard or you'll just get wrecked. Alright, so we're up to 7 points, which means we're getting a bonus 2 points. Up to 8 points, still a bonus 2 points. You never want to go above 15 points. 15 is the maximum you want to be carrying at any time, especially if you're a newer player. You might even go in at 10 as a newer player. Just because the worst thing that can happen is you're carrying all those points and you get knocked down and the enemy scoops them and turns them in. And if you have that many points, you definitely don't want to be playing goalie either. Because if they kill you right next to the goal and then they turn in, you're wrecked. Our Iron Skin went off, so we left. but we will come back and scoop that point. So now we're at 10 plus 4. We can hang on because we have plenty of time right now. Now we're at 11. Scoop a point there. Come after this guy. We're at 13. And we still have 3,000 left. Oh, we're done. I guess we're done. Okay, we can leave. But you could see, we had quite a few points there we could have turned in. I wasn't paying attention to how many points we needed to turn in. But you only need 50 on the lowest difficulty. On the higher difficulties, you need a little bit more. Keep an eye on all that stuff. There's just a lot of stuff to keep an eye on. It's actually harder to do it while you're explaining it. Let me put it that way. It's a lot harder to do it while you're explaining it. Probably would have been easier to like pre-record this, but what you will see here... Okay, so we're out of the group now. If we go to last mission results, we got 210,000 in 7 minutes. Compare that to the 24,000 that you get in Gabby's series in 5 minutes. This is a much, much better time to money ratio. And the other thing is, if you log in and you get a double credit bonus, it does apply to the index. So instead of 210,000, that would have been 420,000 in 7 minutes. So basically, anytime you get a credit doubler, head straight to the index and get into it. Now, we were doing the lowest one. If you can do this one, you'll get even more back. The return is even higher. So for this one, the actual gain would have been something closer to... Okay, so 270 minus 40, so that's 230. But then an actual 270 on top. So it would have been 500K for doing 2 rounds with a credit doubler. That's a lot. That's $500,000 right there in 7 minutes. Very, very doable. And I think that's most everything that I wanted to cover today, so we could go through the index again. But I think what I want to do instead is maybe go try for one more Hall of Enlightenment on Lua. And you can do them on... I wouldn't recommend looking for Halls of Enlightenment on a defense mission or something like that, because that's just not going to happen. But a rescue, anything where there's going to be a map that you explore, it's possible. Crossfire Extermination is one of the better ones, I feel like, but so is Capture. The thing is, without having our other form, that may not even be efficient either, so... I don't know. Yeah, let's actually... You know what? We have enough time. Let's see if we can just get through another index. Let's see if we can get through another index, and maybe this time we won't get put in the middle, and we can actually have kind of a play-it-yourself kind of game. I do think that when you're starting out like this, you may actually want to be a little bit more aggressive. I play a lot of defense on my main account, but that's also because I usually play with a friend who's playing more offense. It really depends, though, and there is a good point to be made that if you do end up dropping your points next to your own goal, then they will turn those in and you are in a lot of trouble. Alright, let's go over here. That's our Ember. And there's an enemy. Nice. And he goes down. I should actually be using my mini-map more for the enemy radar, because that helps a lot. Being able to find enemies is actually one of the most difficult parts of this. Look at that. That one popped instantly. I think we just got in on a late round of the index, because the enemies do get stronger as you go. So a lot of the time you may not want to stay past the first round. And there we got sucked in by a thing. We still have plenty of iron skin left, so I'm going to come take this guy out. And the nice thing is, when you have iron skin, you can also point blank explode the Zorus, so it won't matter. Definitely want to be the one who scoops points if you can help it. Allies may try to scoop the points. If they're on a Rhino, that's fine. Letting them carry points makes sense if they're also a Rhino. But if they're not a Rhino, you should be trying to scoop the points from your allies, because they won't be able to carry them as effectively as you will. And if they're AIs, you absolutely, under no circumstances, want to allow them to get those points. Because if the AIs get the points, they will do things that are completely silly. Also, if you do grab an energy orb when you already have Iron Skin up, you can trigger Roar on Rhino to give you a little damage boost. That will help you bring down the Corpus a little bit faster, which can lead to a faster gain of points. As long as you can find them. I'm so used to not having an enemy radar in here, because I don't usually use it on my main account, that having it is like a blessing, being able to find enemies. But we also want to check our time. Currently we have 54 seconds left, so I'm actually going to play a little bit closer to their goal. And that's because I want to be able to turn in here if I need to. And I just snagged 2 more points there, so I'm at 8 plus 2. I really wish that I could get a few more here, but I don't think I'm going to be able to because we need to turn in. So there I go. I turn in. 10 points are banked. That's going to get us another minute and 28, or 128 seconds rather, so another minute and a half of time to keep working and trying to kill guys and get our points. The main thing is you can't allow that time to fall off, and you really don't want to wait too long, because if you wait too long and the enemies turn in points, it'll decrease that time, and they can take it down with points as quickly as you can raise it up. So if they turn in like 10 points, you're done. You're absolutely done. Which is why it pays to have at least one person playing defensive, but that doesn't always happen. So when you know people aren't playing defense and they're not goalieing, you definitely want to take your points in a little bit early to be safe. That's why I went in at about 30 seconds instead of waiting a little bit longer. I'm like struggling to find anyone here. Okay. See, now we're not killing them instantly. Did get that point there. You can see we got a new mod, Shield Charger. Seems good. We still have quite a few on our Iron Skin here. And since this other person already has a ton of points, I'm actually going to try to let them take the points so they can turn them in for a higher bonus. We are down to 56 seconds. So I'm going to come over here. It looks like they're on an Ash. I've heard that Ash is really good for Index, but I've not played with anyone using him, so we'll see how that works out. Oh, another thing to keep in mind is that higher level enemies in the Index, they will actually make themselves look like your allies. In that case, you really cannot afford to, like, believe that anyone is an ally. If you see something in front of you, just hit it. If damage numbers come up, kill it. It's as simple as that. You can't damage your allies, but Corpus enemies can disguise themselves as your allies. And then you just let them walk into the point and you lose. So kill them if you see them. Doesn't matter who they are, take a swing. If they don't take damage, then you can ignore them. Looks like there was somebody back here. Oh, I forget you can't go through there. That window should not be there. This is honestly, like, I go back and forth on which of the maps I prefer. I honestly prefer the outside map a little bit more. Do we stay? Okay, looks like we're staying. This will probably be the last round we stay for, but you can see that we're making money. I mean, how much time are we at right now? I can't tell yet. I can't tell till we get out. Okay, that's fine. We already have Iron Skin, so I'm gonna roar here real quick to get some more damage. Just gonna kill that little annoying thing if I can, to keep it from bothering anybody else on our squad. And then we're gonna go looking for trouble. And here, this guy already has a bunch of points, so I just want to contribute damage and then back off. I want to let him grab that so that he can get more bonus out of it, because he's already doing his bonus thing. Like, that's the thing, just because you go in as the Rhino point carrier doesn't mean that you need to carry all the points. If you've got somebody on your team that has a ton of points on them, letting them get that one extra point could be what pushes them over to another bonus. So you really don't want to snag, like, 1 point from them because you want to start carrying points again. Like, work as a team and you get further for sure. Medipet kit is actually pretty nice. It's a nice little pickup. We're going to kill this guy. Since nobody is around, I will take that point. And what I'll do with that point is if our timer gets low and somebody else has a bunch of points and they're saving it for a bonus, I will drop that 1 point in just to extend our timer a little bit. It's another nifty little trick that you can do. This has actually been pretty efficient so far. Hello there. You're a Bursa. Those are tough to kill. And there's, like, not a real good way for us to do it. Yeah, even that wasn't really stopping it. Oh, no. No, no, no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That is a bad part of town to be in. So I inadvertently turned in my, like, 1 point there, but that was worth to not die. Because if you die, you give them the points, and that's way, way more dangerous. And we know that people on our team are hoarding points right now. Like, you can see how much... Yeah, they're hoarding quite a few points. We definitely want to let them do what they're doing because they will get bonuses off of it. And you can also keep an eye out for like teammates that go down. If a teammate goes down, you do have the chance to scoop their points, just to make sure they don't get picked up by the enemy. The other thing to keep an eye on is that sometimes a teammate will die and the enemy will scoop their points, and you'll just find an enemy that has a ridiculous amount of points. In which case, you should distinctly kill that enemy as quickly as possible and snag all of your teammates' points back. Alright, let's get this guy. Get a few points here. So I am up to 2 index points, could be more soon. There's 3. I think that is the Ash right there. So Ash is supposed to be able to like instantly kill index enemies with one of his abilities, which makes him super efficient for taking stuff down, because killing the enemies is one thing, carrying the points is another. In fact, if you want going into this, you can actually, at least with Rhino, Iron Skin, please. With Rhino, you can kind of defocus defenses a lot. You might still want some health, but because your shields get reduced so much when you're point carrying, you don't really care about having shields. Can you stop running? There, so I just unloaded on him. It didn't do much. I really feel like if we had Blood Rush, the Zors would work really well here, but it doesn't seem to be doing great damage for us right now. And that's just because we stayed. Once you stay, the enemies get a lot harder. So if you're having trouble killing them on the base level, you definitely shouldn't stay unless you have a good group. In this case, I knew we had a group that could hang, so I decided to stick around. Plus, more importantly, we still had time left on the episode, so might as well stick around and make a little more money. Okay, we cleared something there. I think it was just one of the little guys. But yeah, I mean, even if we're not killing stuff, if we're helping kill stuff, it's fine. Definitely look to use Radiation and Viral in here, along with Cut or Slash procs. Radiation is actually really good because you can cause these extremely powerful Corpus enemies to attack each other with Radiation, which will help you kill them all, because now it's not you against them, it's them against them, and we are out of Iron Skin, so we gotta go. When the Iron Skin falls off, so do we. Iron Skin back up, and yeah, I'm out. I'm definitely out here. We won't be able to kill anybody in the next round for sure. Jumped off world. That's another thing, be careful of the edges. If you fall off the edge of the map and you have points, you'll just drop all of them. It's not good. Not good, so do watch that. So that is going to be it for today's episode of the Warframe Beginner's Guide. On the next one, we will probably work on our next junction and our next quest. Very excited for that. Cannot wait. That next quest should be... Let's go take a look real quick. The War Within. Yes, I always get the names mixed up, but The War Within is another excellent quest. It is sort of a sequel to The Second Dream, and it is just incredible, guys. Once we finish that one, we'll have access to the true operator mode, and I can show you guys some tricks with them.